Hello, John Robertson, your volunteer librarian for Oscar, back once again with another little video, this time looking at the message function of Oscar. Message function, similar to ticklers, is a way of communicating inside of Oscar. Message function is more an immediate communication. It does not have the same ability to delay the delivery of the message that Tickler does, but it certainly can quickly send a message to someone else that uses your server. So today we're just looking at Jessica Rabbit again, and we're looking at sending some messages with her. Now you'll see up here that there is a way to do messaging in your scheduling page. You can click on message right here, and this will come up showing messages that I've had in the past. We can look and compose a new message. We can look at the messages I've sent recently. We can look at the messages that I've deleted, and we can leave the page. We can compose a message with a subject in it saying test. And we can assign it to anybody that's in our messages folder. We can also add a demographic. And just click on the demographic number. And then this will be added to that patient's chart. We can then send the message by clicking send. If we're replying to a message that has previously been sent to us, then we can send an archive. And what that does is it sends the message, and the message we are replying to, the previous message that we are replying to, will get deleted or archived. But in this case, we'll send the message. Now, because I've sent it to myself, if I go back to the inbox, I'll now have a new message here. And you'll notice that the new message, the highlighted areas show me that this message has not been opened. It's a new one that I need to check and respond to. So I can go back into this message that I've sent to myself, and I can reply to it. And now I can do send an archive. And if I go back into the inbox, the message I replied to is actually gone. But because I replied to myself, I now have a retest. So the new message shows that I sent back a message saying acknowledged. Now, if I just delete this message, then it disappeared. And if I go into the deleted messages, I can see where I sent the test message, and then I replied to the test message, and I've deleted both of those. If I go back to the inbox by clicking on refresh inbox, this shows me only the messages that I haven't deleted, and then I can exit out of the message area. Now, if we want to go into the patient's chart first, into the encounter pane, we can actually send a message from the encounter pane by going down here to where it says messenger, and we can click on the plus sign here. We can create a new message. And if you look down here, this is already attached to this patient's demographic. And then if I send this to myself and click on send message, if we go back into the patient's chart, if we refresh, we'll see in fact that now we have test 2 in the messages. If we go back to the scheduling page and we refresh the scheduling page, we'll see now that I have a message and it's got 1/1. So I have one message and it is attached to one patient. And clicking on this will get me back into the message panel. And there's the new message again in darker font attached to Jessica Rabbit. And we also see when Jessica Rabbit's next appointment is. We can delete out of this. We can go back into the inbox and refresh it. We can compose a message. And now, if we compose the message, but I don't attach a demographic to it, and I just simply send it to myself without attaching any demographic, then when I go and refresh this scheduling screen and look at my messages, I do have a message, but it's not attached to a patient. So there's a 0 in front because there's no messages attached to patients, but I do have one message that is not attached to the patient. And I can in fact just click on here and I can archive it without even reading it because I know what's in it. So that will go to the deleted messages. If we want to take this as a different approach, we can actually go into the main page or the master record or the demographic. And we can actually send a message from this patient's demographic. And again, it's attached to the patient. We can send a message and we can send it to anybody in our group here. We can send that off. Then we will get a 1/1 like we saw the first time around, because the first one says that it's attached to a patient, Jessica Rabbit, and the second one is that I have only one message. That's a basic introduction to messages. Obviously, there's more information such as how do we add people into the messages and who we choose to send messages to. That can be done in a second recording.